Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Aussie Farming in the Philippines. Well, it's pension day yesterday, so that means we go to town today, Friday, get some softies, get a big slab of that pork. Oh dear, that's cheap shit, man, I tell you. That big pork belly, cheap as shit. So I cut all the ribs off of that. So Chick's got ribs, and I cut all the pork belly up into strips for Chick as well. And the rest I can turn into bacon. Now it's very cheap, like I think it was $2.80 compared to $4.30. 430 pesos in the Casano Mall meat department. Get across the road there at that shop, I think it's $2.80. So it's a fucking big saving, mate. And we always buy lots of pork belly and in strips, but they make them really wide strips, so I've got to really cut them in half again. And what do you call it, the ribs. So it's sort of like, I'm looking forward to that. But next pay is when we also get our YouTube pay. That's not much, it's only a couple of hundred. But that way I can then get my shoulder and belly so I can get those sausages done. Yes, definitely. So we've got to buy some, what do you call it? Chicken thighs for my chicken ham. Or we call it pressed ham in Australia. So Chick chews them up making bloody Vietnamese chicken the other day. Fuck me. I did all I does. I said, we're Australian, we share things. We don't say it's mine and you have to keep it. You know, it's like that. So, what am I coming up here for? Well, two reasons. Papa's finally got some guys for the harvest. Now it's hard to get staff because they're all working along here before the pandemic. They're all sitting down in hammocks doing nothing. You know, doing absolutely fuck all. The wives were working away, peeling bananas, all that, and the girlfriends and the bitches or whatever. And you could get work easy. I'll say, look, bring two boys tomorrow, we could get them. But now they're working away into the other fields. So they're doing either the planting with the rice, or they're doing something with the corn. And they're busy. So Papa finds it hard sometimes to try and get staff. But he got some this morning. He said to me this morning, he said, or yesterday afternoon, he said, we're doing coconut harvest tomorrow. I want to take the truck. I said, okay, Pop. And so he turned up with some guys this morning, and they're doing all the harvest. So another coconut harvest. That's money. That's some coin. That's some coin, guys. A bit of... Oh, he must be up the fucking tree up there. Coconuts are falling on the ground everywhere. So he's got some guys, which is fantastic. So I've told him this time, keep all the coconuts on the top here. They were putting them down the bottom here. Right, and the poor guy's peeling them in the afternoon. The sun is beating down on him. And I mean, not like beating him off or anything like that, you know, like, bah, 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 bah. It's actually beating him off. So I said, right, next time do it up in the shade. It's easy for us to get the husk and throw them down. It's easy, piece of piss. But he'll stand in here, you know, they don't bring umbrellas or fucking shade sails or anything like that. They don't bring nothing like that, no. So he's got some workers. Now, the funny thing is, they were here, they harvest all the coconuts on the outside first. When I say the outside, I mean that's the coconuts that are leaning over the fence. Yes, they actually do that, the ones that are leaning over the fence. So, it's a serious one, this one, look. So, I'll come up here to talk to Papa because I've got another video coming up. Which I'll tell you about in a minute. So anyway, he's standing there. What's that? So he's standing there with these guys, and they're the Aborigine ones. They call them the Aborigine guys. Well, Australia we call them the Aborigine boy, Aborigines. And I walked up to talk to Papa, and they're just standing there looking at me going, I said to Papa, what is it, the first time they've seen a white boy? And I looked at them again, and they're like, he said, oh, they're mountain people. He says, that's where they come from. He says, they're not very educated. I said, oh, okay. But seriously, the look on their faces was like, you know, first time I've seen a white man. Weird shit. So anyway, I've got a video coming up. We had the wires all cut here. I've got another video on it. The wires were all cut through here. These were all folded back. And yesterday we didn't get one durian, which was wrong. So I've got a video coming up on that. Now that's going to get the trolls going. Now the trolls are going to say, oh, the Aussie farmer, he's accusing all his neighbours, the locals are stealing all his durians and all this type of shit. You know, it's like, they're fucking funny, these trolls, I tell you. You know, you just say something and, like, remember the other day I said about when I was going on to long service leave, then I was paid my 6 months in advance and it went up against me and all this shit, right? Now, that was last century, mind you, last century. That was in the 1990s, okay? So now all these trolls are like, oh, the Aussie's got back maintenance, he's not paying it. And where do they come up with all this shit, you know? Like now I can see, when they see the video about the break-in here, and there's another one up over there, it'll be, oh, the Aussie's accusing people of fucking breaking in and stealing all these fucking durians, and he hates the locals, and oh, it'll be on for young and old, I tell you. That's what happens when these people, see, they get old and they see us on the farm that's successful, and many people follow us and they want to be, not saying they want to be like Mikey, no. So they get ideas because they're going to do the same thing. So they get ideas that are working, you know. This works, that doesn't work, but they actually get to see a lot of things that do work, not like other channels where it's 99.9% fail. But the trolleys just, you know, they're just people who, I think they're all old people, you know, they're all in their late 60s, 70s. They're divorcees because their wife couldn't fucking put up with them, and they all live alone and they've got nothing to do but troll people. You know, they see people who are successful and the jealousy is like, you know, I wanted to do that when I was younger, I can't do it, you're fucking, I'm going to troll this guy, fucking Aussie bastard, let's troll him. You know, that's what it's like. But we laugh at it now because, like I said, I don't comment on their channel. I used to go and comment, stir them up. Really, fuck, they bite like. Some days I've got to get out the fishing rod and just cut the fucking line off, you know, and I just sit back and have a big laugh to myself and feel my view. Fuck, that was a big punchy drop down. A few of my viewers would say the same thing, saying, love the way you got them all in on that one. And they're incredible. But anyway, back to our farm. So we got, oh fuck, shit, the duck one scared the shit out of me. So paranoid with snakes around here, guys. So Papa's got I think about 3 guys working at the moment. He had 3 guys. I've seen him put one on the motor, maybe fuck one of them off. I don't know. Papa's like that, you know, like Filipinos are really strange when they hire people, like for example, this guy here, right? They're using Papa's wheelbarrow. It weighs a fucking ton. He won't use our wheelbarrows because they're lightweight, you know, ceramic tyres and all that stuff. This one that Papa's made it, put a wheel on it, put the hard wheel off, and put this wheel on, if you know what I mean. And it sort of like weighs a ton, but he won't. This is a guy that stares at me. Look, he's like, fuck, he's a white boy. I've never seen a white boy before. So they won't, you know, like they won't say, well, we've changed the wheelbarrows over. I don't want you to use mine. And when we've had them cleaning up around the house, for example, around the goat pens and all that, instead of saying, right, here's the rake, fucking rake all that up over there, what you do in our world, right? Papa would stand there right fucking beside him, micromanaging him, each fucking stroke of the rake. You know, and it's like, I just look and just fucking shake my head and walk away. You know, whenever I see it, I just stay right out of it. Because, you know, it's like, it's sort of like, I've got the power. It's like the Arabs when I was in the Middle East. The Arab men treat their women like shit. Absolute shit. Because women are shit in the Middle East in the Arabs' eyes. And they're taught that from their son. So if their son is the daughter's playing with some dolls or something like that, and a little boy comes up, he can snatch them out, take them off and break their heads off and throw them away, because he's the boy. You know what I mean? So he grows up in that attitude. I've seen him when I was in Saudi Arabia. When I was there, I was the assistant fire chief operations, and I was on the 2nd floor, and I heard all this fucking banging and clanging one day. And I opened up the door, and there's the brother against the younger. The brother must have been about 12 or something like that, 11, 12, and the sister was younger. He's got her pinned up against the wall, and he's fucking kneeing into her, and he's fucking hitting her. And the little girl next to him is crying and all this shit, and I just looked and went, oi! You know, and it's sort of like, they look at you as if to say, yeah, what are you going to do about it, fucking white boy? And so he let her go, but the look on the sister's eyes that was getting beat up, it was like, you know, she was just like looking at him saying, yeah, we'll do it again. Come on, that didn't hurt, do it again. You know, because she's just so used to it. And so the repercussion of that is they get a Filipino maid in, or an Indonesian maid, most of them are Filipino maids, And of course, the woman now, she's grown up and she's got kids. She's going to take it out on the Filipino. I've seen them with fucking burns. They'd ironed the clothes and they'd burnt something, and the madame, as they call them, madame, picked up the iron and fucking put it up against the girl's fucking shoulder and left a perfect iron mark with steam holes. You know, they whip them, beat them, because they have never had anyone to hit, because they've always been hit. Okay, so they treat the Filipinos fucking like absolute crap, like they're dirt. And I said, I've seen them where they beat them, they get the straps out onto them, they do all that type of stuff, because they're the only ones down the line that they can pick on, because they can't pick on anyone above the line. They can't pick on the males, you know. Like my captain came over to me one day, and I said to him, Coloured, I was doing a tour of all the stations. There was 5 stations on the airport, so I do a tour every morning. And Coloured, I said, he had some scratches on him. I said, Coloured, what happened to you? He was the captain of the station for that beat crew. And he said, oh, my wife, she seen that I was having an affair with another lady, so she attacked me. I said, fuck me, mate, what happened? He said, I took off my belt and I beat her with it. And her brother come and told me, you know, to forgive her. Can you fucking believe that shit? Her brother said, Coloured, just forgive her, will you, mate? Can you believe that shit? He said he beat her up with his fucking belt. You know, that's what it's like, guys. That's what it's like, you know. People live so lonely. Hello, baby. What are you doing? Oh, you're working. The women in the village don't believe that Chick works. So this is Chick's job, is all the goats. And the other day, one of the kids was standing there at the front, 2 women and the kids, and I was up walking along doing some bloody thing, I forget what it was. And the little boy, he's the one who sells stuff all the time, and we buy off of him, you know. And he goes, where's Chick? I said, oh, up the back. He goes, oh, with the goats working. And the mother laughed and goes, working. Oh, I looked up for it, you bitch. You know, but yeah, Chicky's busy. She goes out and gets all this stuff for him. She's already given him bananas at first light. You're giving them bran and corn after breakfast. Now they're eating that while she goes and gets this. So this is the third breakfast. You know, when you have a farm, guys, you work hard, I'll tell you now. But that's the whole point of it. You know, what are you going to be, like the trolls? Sit at the computer all day and just troll people because you missed the opportunity, you missed your boat. You know, so I'll just sit back and drink Red Horse and get fatter and fatter and fatter, and everything that someone does, I'm going to comment on and turn it into a negative. Well, we turn everything into positives. Thanks for watching, trolls. Thanks for the views. You may not watch the ads, but you're giving me views. You're giving me quality time. You're getting me algorithms up. I fucking like you guys. Don't forget Stacey and Barbie Robert. Barbie Robert. Hey, Barbie Robert. We know who you are, Barbie Robert. We know who you are. All right, guys, look, I've had enough. I've got to go. I've got a few things to do before we head into town, so Chick will put that in. Then she'll come and shower and change. I can shower and change, and we're out of here. So I want to say thank you all for your support. And tonight's pizza night, so I'm going to get some chicken today, and just the chicken, what do you call it? The chicken breasts that are still in the bones, like a crown, I think they call it. I'm going to roast that up so I can have a Christopher Beecham barbecue sauce with roast barbecue chicken pizza tonight. I like my pizza nights. All right, guys, love you and leave you. Bye-bye.